Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. It is April 15th. Hope you're doing well. We're going to get started with the live stream here momentarily. We'll give it another minute or so for people to jump on. Let us know where you're tuning in from. This will be a members only live stream as well. We're going to do an interview prep for the Tilray interview tomorrow. So we'll be going over the questions. I want to get everybody's input. I went through with the POW Group private community. So if you're in the POW Group private community, it's a different membership than the YouTube membership. But I did want to come on and kind of go through those. I had like close to 150 questions, and we went through as a community in the POW Group private community last night, and we went through and narrowed it down to around 30 or 40 questions, or sorry, probably around 50 questions, and then I worked on it late last night and got it down to around mid 30s. And the goal is to probably get it down to around 20 or 25 max. I'm not going to have a whole lot of time, so wanted to get everybody's thoughts and opinions as well. So if you're in the POW Group private community, you get a little bit more added value there, but I also wanted to come on and show appreciation to all the YouTube members as well. And we'll go through, I'll get your thoughts and opinions on what to include, exclude, and yeah, we'll go from there. Should be a good one. All right, we'll get started here in a couple seconds. Okay, looks like everything is coming through good here at the moment. Savage Faith Creations in the house. Smash the like button when you come into the chat. Really appreciate it. Thank you for the support. All right, so we'll jump right to it. I think everything's coming through good. This is the first time I've ever done a members only on YouTube video and live stream. So just making sure everything's coming through okay. If everybody can type in the chat, it's coming through okay, and you're able to type into the chat, that would be great. But as I mentioned, went through the POW Group private community as a group last night. We have close to 50 paid members in the POW Group private community. It's a different membership than the YouTube membership. So if you go to powgroup.ca or pursuitofwealthgroup.com, you can sign up for that POW Group private community and chat room membership. But we went through, it was about an hour and a half long live stream, and I had close to 150 questions. We narrowed it down to like 50, and then late last night I worked on it, got it down to around 30 some questions. And then I wanted to come on. I actually did another live stream with the POW Group private community this morning, kind of narrowing it down. And then now I wanted to come on and do a members only on YouTube as well. So if you're interested in joining the POW Group private community, it's all based on Slack. And this is what it would look like here. So you have different channels for different news channels. So everything's all filtered in here. And 420 on Sunday. So happy 420, a little early, but looking forward to it. I was a month yesterday, no booze and no MJ at all whatsoever. So maybe I might do a couple months no booze, but maybe I'll break the streak and I'll do some sort of MJ on 420 on Sunday. Probably sounds fitting. But yeah, we have everything filtered into news there, and as you can see in the different market channels for different topics. So MJ, crypto, commodities, etc., and had the full list of questions in here. And like I said, went through with the POW Group private community, and we narrowed those down. Actually, we have 52 paid members in the POW Group private community now. So if you're interested in that, like I said, you can just go here, click on the website. It's all there. My links on the YouTube page, but you can just click on that. It'll bring you to my website. And we did have a sale that ended, but you can go here and you can sign up for the annual or the monthly membership. There's also VIP options as well. So if you're interested, you can check that out. So we'll go through here. Also, I wanted to go over a post, sorry, that this numbskull, Chamath Palihapitiya. So, billionaire just posted like an hour ago. Yeah, about an hour ago. I think MJ is the most insidious of drugs. It is legal in many states. It's socially acceptable to many and is relatively easy for kids to hide, access, and consume vape, gummies, etc. But the science is beginning to tell a very ugly story. We should never have legalized it, but now that it is, I hope we do something to mandate standard toxicity and concentration labeling at a minimum. This stuff is turning a plurality of kids into zombies. What are you smoking? It's clearly not MJ. He's on some sort of meth or friggin' fentanyl, something way worse. This guy, I mean, man, I mean, what's the effects of alcohol on kids, right? Kids are, it's a developing brain, right? And like it seems like they all have the same talking points. These prohibitionists, right? Zombies. Well, coming to Canada, get out of your shell wherever you are. You probably sold your soul to big pharma. I said, "Are you smoking meth or something worse for such a smart guy?" This can't actually be your view on cannabis. Did your account get hacked? Please make it make sense. I've got 24 likes. I said, "Sold your sort of sold to big pharma and corporations." I bet. Funny how all the prohibitionists have all the same talking points. Zombies. What a bunch of BS. Canada been legal for almost 7 years. I see zero zombies, you numbskull. Like, it's medicine, right? Obviously, anybody can abuse anything. We can abuse cheeseburgers. We can abuse fast food. We can abuse anything in life, right? Sugar's more addictive than cocaine. What else? Yeah, alcohol. Show the effects of alcohol. Alcohol is poisoning, right? It's poison. It does nothing for you medicinally. So it's just there's so much stupidity in that I can't even spend any time on it. Somebody said I should mention that to Erwin in the interview. I was like, why would I? It's literally the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. All right, so hopefully everything is coming through well here. It doesn't say that I have any viewers at the moment. Something off here. Savage Faith, if you can just let me know if everything's coming through okay. Any viewers in the house here? It says that there's 0 viewers on my streaming software, but that can't be true because Savage Faith just commented, and yeah, I'm a little confused here at the moment. Well, worst case scenario, if it's not coming through, I will sort it out after. Oh, there we go. I'm here. I do not see comments, but everything is coming through on my end. Okay, perfect. You see your own comments though, right? Savage Faith, like it's showing up. I think it's just we don't have any other members here at the moment. But members will be able to view this after the fact. I'm going to be giving these questions to Tilray before the end of the day today. So, like, my goal is to get to them in the next couple of hours. So, if any members are watching this after the fact, you'll want to make it a priority ASAP, or else your input will be missed. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Thank you very much. I really appreciate the support and the feedback there. All right, so we'll go through the questions here. So I've broken it down into different sections: financials, Canada, United States, Germany, international products, hemp drinks specifically, partnerships, crypto AI. So again, I'll probably, like, if there's any questions on here that you think are less of a priority, and then like we can start with the higher priority ones and then have like a lower level priority, and then if we have time, get to those lower level ones. But I do want to try and shorten this as much as possible. At the moment, there's quite a few. I think there's like 32 questions, so um, only got about 30 to 45 minutes. Like, will he go a little bit longer? Maybe, but there's no guarantee of that. So I want to make sure I'm respectful of his time, and then also respectful of everybody's questions, and try to get as many questions answered as possible. And I'll try to tell him, like, don't go too long winded on some of the questions. Like, we want to get through as many as possible, and I mean, we can probably also do more interviews in the future as well. But I'm not sure when that would be. So you definitely want to get a lot of these questions answered. And if anybody has any suggestions on changes to the questions, different wording, different, like elaborating more or less, or anything at all, I welcome all feedback. Savage says something has to be off because you would have a bigger watch group for Tilray live, I would think. Yeah, I would think too, but you're on here and you're able to comment and everything. So yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here. It says 0 viewers on my streaming software. This is the first time I've ever done a members only live stream with my streaming software. So yeah, it's possible. Either way, members should be able to view it after the fact. I'll make sure that everything's coming through. It's only for paid members as well, right? So, and a lot of people are probably working, so that it's not public YouTube live stream. So you have to be a paid member on YouTube. All right, so we'll go through here. So financials given Tilray's Q3 2025 earnings missing estimates, ongoing industry challenges, and prolonged bear market. How do you address investor concerns regarding potential dilution, high share count, the Nasdaq price warning, reverse split looming, executive compensation? What is Tilray's strategy concerning these, dilution, buybacks, reverse split? I'm going to shorten this down, but and reverse split to restore investor confidence. So I'll shorten that down, but I want to kind of like I already know probably most of the answer to these, right? Like buybacks, obviously they're going to want to pay down debt first and become profitable. Uh, that they want to pay off the interest and not pay interest, and pay off the debt, not pay interest, right? So that's probably just going to say, eventually maybe that's the thing, but not right now. But I do. A lot of people did ask about that, the reverse split and dilution. So I did want to kind of lump it all into one question, so that way, people didn't think I was skipping over it. But I don't want to spend too much time on it either, because it doesn't really matter, right? Like it's either it's going to happen or it's not going to happen. There's nothing we can change, right? Eventually, there'll come a time for a vote if it's a reverse split or whatever, and shareholders will be able to vote and cast their opinion, right? So we don't want to spend too much time on it. And then yeah, if we want to elaborate, I can say, is there more dilution planned or coming? Compensation, dilution, buyback, reverse split, all in one question. What is the plan here? So again, I'll lump these all into one question. Insider slash institutional ownership becoming a trend. What is Tilray doing to encourage this? That was another question I had. Tilray considered and I might want to leave that out, to be honest. It's not really that important in my opinion. Has Tilray considered a reverse split or delisting in response to Nasdaq price warning? Is it premature? Is it too early to decide? Would they basically wait the 180-day and then get a potential extension? Too early to deal. Too early to tell. Deal with this later, so to speak. Again, I'll revise all the wording soon. I just want to focus on what questions to exclude and include, and then I'll worry about the wording after this. How does Tilray plan to regain market share in Canada and reach profitability? What is Tilray's strategy to achieve profitability in global operations, and what is the projected timeline for reaching this goal? Also mentioned thoughts on retail cannabis and liquor in Canada, US, and abroad. Like, is this a venture that Tilray would be interested in, or focusing solely on being a producer? So similar to like SNDL, are they looking to get into retail, like with all their alcohol brands and stuff? Like, would they do retail cannabis similar to like High Tide and SNDL, or like SNDL and like alcohol? They're also into retail. So is that something they'd be interested in, or are they not at all interested? Canada, with the Canadian elections less than 2 weeks away. Could this be good or bad? Excise tax reform under new leadership? Question, or do they expect them to be hostile? Any discussions there? Any other Health Canada changes, marketing, advertising, any positive developments there? So there's also some new regulation changes, new reg changes, packaging, transparent, etc. So I can maybe mention that. United States. So if the U.S. reschedules MJ, what would be the impact on Tilray's operations? What about insurance adjudication for its products? Thoughts on a Tilray USA entity, a novel structure that is this something that Tilray has considered, given some of the moves from peers into the U.S. market recently? What about MedMen? I could ask a question about their IP. That was another question that I had, and then their IP in general. But I think we want to be more specific. What was the logic behind the MedMen investment? What could it look like in the future? You mentioned some form of legalization to happen under the new administration in a Fox Business interview. What is your current thoughts on the US MJ market over the next year or so? Expecting safe and rescheduling, has your views changed? Again, this is already asked in a previous interview, so do we really want to ask it again? I can't see his opinion really changing in 3 months, but you never know. Closing breweries, is this making way for hemp drinks? Is Tilray buying alcohol companies for their manufacturing and distribution lines? You shut down 2 breweries recently. What is happening to these brands? Hop Valley, Revolver Beer, etc. Permanently discontinued. Can provide some color here. Again, I don't know if we want to include that or not. It's pretty specific. I think staying more broad and kind of eliminating some of those questions that aren't that pertinent. Germany and international. So international and medical markets are a focus, as they mentioned in the recent earnings call, likely due to higher margins and excise tax, lower excise tax. Is that the goal? and which market is Tilray focused on for most in terms of international growth. German government news and them not walking back any regulation, so they're moving. They're not going to walk anything back, which is great to see. They mentioned flower sales were up 79%, increased capacity as well. Can you expand on the vision for this market in the near future? New strains introduced. Is Tilray happy with the growth in Germany thus far? Again, open to feedback with regards to questions with regards to international and Germany. Cookies question. So Germany, is Tilray involved? There was some news that Cookies brand is being brought to Germany, and Tilray is involved through Memedica and UK patients, so they can access flower from the cannabis brand Cookies through Memedica, and there's been some ties to Tilray, so just looking to get confirmation on that. So products, Redecan, the crown jewel of the Hexo acquisition. What have you been seeing in terms of consumer feedback lately on new strains, Purple Churro, Animal Run, Space Age Cake, and the new Blunties? Again, I don't know if we want to be that specific or just keep it broad and eliminate that question. Blue Point, Montauk, Sweetwater, could they come to Canada? What about bringing products from Canada to the US, especially with regards to beverage formulation and vice versa? So non-alc question, energy drinks, waters, do we want to ask if they're going to bring those to Canada, like Highball, etc.? Runner's High. Any exciting new products coming down the pipeline that you can share? Does Tilray expect to gain exposure in the cannabis segment, maybe through innovation, or does the company plan how does the company plan to achieve this? So I had a lot of questions about that. Hemp drinks specifically. So is Tilray considering bringing hemp beverages to international markets like the EU? That was a question I got as well. Are you considering other categories in hemp products, so like gummies, or are you strictly staying to beverages for now? Starting with a few states as well. Is that just due to regulatory uncertainty? I had some questions about that. In terms of adjacency brands like Highball, Runner's High, Sweetwater 420, when could we see infused beverages into those brands? Leverage of those brands, existing brands, and marketing. Tap into existing marketing. Hemp beverage question about why not make a special can design for the Sweetwater 420 branding. That was another question from the community. I would agree with that. I think that would be, and like they don't even have to advertise it as Sweetwater 420 alcohol or cannabis, right? It can just be like Sweetwater 420 lifestyle commercial, and then when they see Sweetwater 420, it'll either be alcohol or cannabis, and they don't even have to say in the commercial what it is, right? So I think they could like keep it broad. Buying alcohol or THC. Brew pubs. So I think they have like 12 now, a dozen in the US. Are they going to eventually offer hemp drinks there? Is that even legal? Also, could brew pubs be coming to Canada? Is that something that that Tilray has been focusing on in Canada? Total Wines distribution. What about DoorDash? Have they been in discussions with them about bringing hemp drinks there? What about local smoke shop distribution for hemp drinks? Mom and pop shops, etc. Is Tilray focusing on consumer education in the hemp segment? How big of a priority is this, in the company's opinion? Partnerships. So is Tilray open to equity deals or partnerships with major alcohol or tobacco? Have they received any calls? A lot of competitors have pursued this in the space. And has there been any discussions in this regard? Alternatively, does Tilray prefer to remain independent? Is Tilray actively pursuing accretive M&A opportunities in the Canadian market to regain market share, or is the company currently prioritizing organic growth? Jones Soda question. So distribution rates in Canada, starting with Ontario and British Columbia. Can you tell us more about how that is going and a potential buyout for Tilray, perhaps? Maybe not Jones Soda, but maybe the Mary Jones segment potentially. Jones Soda does seem to be really focusing on Mary Jones, so I don't think they would let go of it easily. It seems like that's a big part of their focus at the moment and strategy. Some speculation that Bain Capital has interest in a takeover in Tilray. That came up recently. Not sure if you want to keep this in. It's kind of speculation and frankly BS, for lack of a better word, in my opinion, at the moment. What can you share about this, as some investors are worried there may be an effort to take the company private? Can you elaborate on this at all? Can you speak to the success of the Tyson 2.0 brand so far? Is this even still a thing? I haven't seen anything about it. And seems like, you know, seems like Tilray definitely the preferred partner. Canned beverages as well. So they have a lot of partnerships. Crypto AI questions. So the company announced AI integration and embracing cryptocurrency for payments and strategic initiatives. What else can you tell us about this? So I asked like a very broad one. Do we want to eliminate that and just go straight into the specifics? In terms of crypto payments, which Tilray e-commerce platforms, like would this be hemp only and or runners high non-alc website? I'm not even sure what what platforms they have, in terms of e-commerce. Like, is it only hemp drinks they have for e-commerce, or do they have like you can buy Highball on Amazon, but can you buy Highball directly on a website? I'm not sure. They have their own website for it. Runners High, can you? I assume there's a specific website for that. Again, are they going to bring that crypto to all of those? Um, Also, any thought into specific crypto coins to accept, or would this maybe be handled through a third party payment processor and then whatever they provide? Any additional color you can give on this? New U.S. administration planning to buy Bitcoin with tariff revenue. News recently. Tilray unaffected by tariffs, correct? Possibly a reason for not bringing some of their beer brands to Canada. We'll see what I might eliminate some of that. Like I said, they already said they're not affected by tariffs, so he might even bring it up. I think I'll remove the not bringing the beer to Canada. We already had that question, bringing some Montauk and some of those Sweetwater and everything to Canada. I think I know the answer to that question, right? It's probably going to be we're still expanding in the U.S., right? Biggest economy in the world, and it's close to home, and we have distribution all over the U.S. So why create that friction in Canada just to bring it to Canada? They'll probably want to wait, right? Same thing with international markets. Yeah, and I might even remove that from the international markets as well, right? Like they're going to focus on the U.S. first, and then expand to the rest of the EU. So maybe I'll leave that at the end. If there's time, I'll ask it. But crypto strategic initiatives, can you explain on that? Elaborate on that? Would Tilray stockpile the crypto and hold it in reserve? Do you plan to be like a GameStop or a MicroStrategy and take loans to buy Bitcoin? I really hope not. But if they were to just accept payments in cryptocurrency and then just hold those for indefinitely, I think that could be a wise strategy. And how is Tilray integrating AI into its global operations for cultivation, labor cost optimization, data collection? If they could just give some more information, and what is the timeline for this full implementation? So hopefully that's, hopefully that's a good recap of everything. I think I got everything. Again, I'll continue to go through these. If anybody has any suggestions, anything you think I should exclude, include, elaborate on, etc., please let me know. Just checking in. Yeah, it still says I have 0 viewers, and I know we have some viewers in here. Savage Faith, you're typing still, so yeah, not sure why. Not sure why it's coming through like that. But gonna wrap it up. Like I said, this is my first live stream for members only on YouTube. So hopefully, I'll check the back end as well after I end the live stream and just make sure that that all the corrections were, or the settings were correct, and make any corrections if needed. But like I said, it's for members only, and we have about 40 members on YouTube, and a lot of people are probably working on lunch, etc. So we'll see after the fact if people want to view this, and let me know ASAP. I do want to get the questions to Tilray for the end of business day today, and preferably over the next few hours. So time is of the essence. All right, going to end it there. It's Rod with Pow Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Looking forward to the interview tomorrow, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.